Ah, airport, we meet again. A place that tests my patience every time I encounter it. I'm reminded that it's every day's first day on Earth, apparently. I realize I forgot my water bottle in the car. Evidently, it's also my first day on Earth. And that means I'll need to spend money the moment I step foot into the airport. But I consider it an investment in order to not cry at the self checkout register, which is unfortunately where I also forget the bottle of water I just bought. And then I came back and bought a book. If I get an aluminum water bottle, I can at least reuse it for as long as I don't lose it or leave it somewhere, which means I probably have about 2 weeks of usage. I look out the window of the plane and realize what that phrase, it's lonely at the top, really means. For I am alone with my thoughts, once again. Just relax and chill, Barbara. That's what we would say. Sure, Jennifer. I'll make sure to turn my thinking off so you and I can better understand each other. Lord forbid a gal has a hobby of going through several doomsday scenarios every day so that she's prepared for whatever apocalyptic moment is waiting for us in the near future. I ordered black coffee that is darker than my humor and more bitter than my last breakup. My stomach wants me to not drink it, but the European in me hates wasting edible things, so I ingest it regardless of the complaints of my stomach. I'm hoping also that additional caffeine will offset the fun I had the night before at my going away shenanigans, where everyone celebrated that I was leaving. Strange. It's incredible how wonderful the world looks from a bird's eye view, and it once again makes me wish I had wings. Then I remember that one episode from that '70s show where Red said,
If I was a bird, I'd fly into a ceiling fan.
and I laugh out loud to the surprise of my poor neighbor who was trying to nap. I land in Seattle where my 7 hour layover begins. It was either that or $100 more for the flight, which is probably how much this layover will cost me anyway, since I paid $20 for a grab and go lunch and I'm barely 1 hour into my wait time. The rain and temperatures of 6 degrees Celsius remind me of what I am in for when I land in Europe. I immediately lose my will to live, which prompts me to write a few skits that are a funny commentary on our society, but are in reality just me screaming on the inside, knowing full well that actual screaming is a little less acceptable form of dissatisfaction. So I choose humor. At least I was traumatized enough in life that I became sort of funny. Yay. I run to the bathroom after landing because I couldn't bring myself to make the poor guy next to me get up for the fourth time during a 2 hour flight because my bladder is the size of a blueberry. After my lunch that I nearly choked on from spiciness, I search for a calmer part of the airport. There is always a section or two where the noise dial is down. It is far from the crowded gates, but close to the peace I am seeking. I'm trying to Europeanize myself, and so I walk a lot. I walk next to this flat line escalator. Since it doesn't really escalate, I'm not sure how to call it. Maybe horizontalator? I make a mental note to look into it. Spoiler alert, I never looked into it. So we're gonna call it horizontalator. I pass boxes where you can go and do work. I didn't think it's possible to capitalize any further on the hustle and grind culture, but here, for a mere $60, you can spend 2 hours in a box and hashtag create. That is very accurate. When I envision myself in a creative flow, I'm always in a coffin inside an airport terminal. I seek a more Barbara friendly space to create, ironically positioned between tax and duty free and beer union. I sit in the middle. I'm not ready to go in there just yet. I know that when I do, there goes the rest of my $60 I saved with my layover. But between the wooden coffin and the beer, I would prefer to choose the latter. I rush to write down my clever observations before I forget them. You might think I use my sarcasm and cynicism just for the sake of the interwebs, but unfortunately for me, I exist in a constant state of a grumpy cat. That is, of course, only when I'm surrounded by people. When I'm deep in the woods, staring down a pack of 12 coyotes, I feel safer and calmer. I wish this was a joke. I always laugh when I pass pricey stores at the airport because I don't know who would think to themselves, oh, I have 2 hours to kill, let me buy myself a diamond necklace. I find these shops serving only a few purposes. One, a husband is buying an apology necklace on his way home from a business trip. Two, a husband is buying a necklace for his mistress he was with on a business trip. Three, a husband forgot his wife's birthday again for the seventh year in a row, and he knows flowers won't cut it this time. Outside of that, I don't really see any possible scenarios where anyone would buy a Swarovski at an airport. The cigarette packs aren't brown here. That's interesting. I ponder about the smartness of my visit to the beer place right next to me. Then I see that it's open only on Saturdays and Sundays. Since it's Sunday, I take that as a sign from the universe that I am indeed in luck. But is it open yet? I scan the clock. It's 4:32 p.m. and it might not open until 5. I check the website and I'm correct. It indeed opens at 5 in the morning. Bless the airport beer gods. Truly a lawless place, and I'm here for it. Literally, I'm here for the beer. But curiosity sent me down a path of trying to find an additional option to ingest an adult beverage. This discovery led me down to an alternative, Brewtop Social, with supposedly amazing views. I decided that this would be my choice of adult beveraging, and based on the map, it was located at Gates B. I ventured out on a long, long, long journey that even required a train. After a full loop, I was puzzled how to get to Gates B. Are they a mysterious place you simply cannot access as an average mortal? Finally, the train said we're arriving at Gates B. I'm pleased with the fact that Brewtop Social is not Narnia. I start walking, and at this point, I also start to question my journey. I pass the same McDonald's I passed upon landing. I see the same food place ahead. I wonder, is this a different floor identical to the one I was on? No, it turns out that B gates were just around the corner from where I was sitting. I would have reached them in less than 2 minutes, on foot. And what was a gray curtain that I was certain cannot be the amazing view was actually just Seattle sky in the afternoon in March. I forget people have weather. At last, I reached the brew top, and suddenly it was worth the journey, however long I made it out to be. The view indeed was immaculate, and the men's room was phenomenal. Men's Room being the name of the beer I ordered by Black Raven Brewing, located in Washington. Then it was time to just kick back and watch the planes land and take off for the next 2 hours. It truly is the simple things in life. I'll take a beer with a view over a Swarovski necklace any given day, for I cannot drink a Swarovski necklace. Time passes, and so do the crowds. It gets really quiet at the airport at 8 p.m. Stores are closed. Vibrant stands look like displays now, and I have once more discovered more bathroom journeys. The first one had a similar system to car garages, and that makes me feel like I am a vehicle when I pee. The second one had a tip for water conservation. Now I will never unsee it, which is great because all my life I never knew you can flush upwards. Revolutionary. I get ready for my overnight flight with a toothpaste I purchased at the airport. It has great regular flavor, and that makes me wonder if there is a good regular flavor or only okay special flavor. Either way, I am getting sleepy. I prep my overnight bag that will stay at my feet, that has all I need for my 11-hour flight: my book, charging cables, toiletries, a long sleeve shirt, water, and some snacks. To my surprise, I have manifested a neighbor free flight, and that comes in handy for those 3 hours of sleep I managed to get. Upon landing, I am delirious, but also euphoric. For I am alone. No one is waiting for me. No one is there for me. No one expects answers from me. Some people call that loneliness, but I call it freedom.